The day is out the way. It's Ben O'Connor who's caught Jan Tratnik. It's 2 up now for 13 kilometers back to San Daniele del Friuli. And behind, Almeida just losing contract. Again, they have me worried, Brian. Thankful it was nothing serious. So O'Connor and Tratnik, both of their interests to ride here. Małecki has joined Swift and Battaglin in the chase. That's going to help things as far as Swift is concerned. If you're Battaglin, what do, Brian? You still just sit on?
Yeah, you have to. And I know that he's hoping that Tratnik can deliver. And if Tratnik wasn't confident when we came off this descent, you'd see that Battaglin would start to help the other two riders, because he's by far, or maybe not by far, with Ben Swift being there, he's got a very good finish on him. So I would think that they're going to go with Tratnik versus O'Connor.
He's also the man who's got the least to lose as well. He's a 3-time stage winner in the Giro d'Italia, let's not forget. None of the other guys at the front of the race there have ever won a Grand Tour stage. This is what it looks like back in the peloton, and at almost 15 minutes from the front of the race. They're approaching those last couple of lips before the climb up to Monteragogna itself. And we'll see if there is any sort of action. Anybody willing to take a second or two? Or if it is, let's just get through today and we'll see you tomorrow. Now then, that gap says 42 seconds to the first chasing group. That has opened up mightily quickly. I was thinking it was more half of that, Brian.
Yeah, just shows you, Ben Swift just got distance coming into the last kilometre, but Ben O'Connor made a huge effort to go across to Jan Tratnik, and now we got a battle between the Slovenian and the Aussie in front, and with the steep climb just before the finish, it could help Ben O'Connor, but I'm sure that Tratnik has ridden a little bit more measured. He hasn't had to make the big accelerations, and still for me the favourite for the stage.
43 seconds to go with Tratnik versus O'Connor. 10 kilometres on the road between them and the finishing line in San Daniele del Friuli, city that once hosted the Italian national championships, with Gianni Bugno taking the win in '91. The home to the amateur annual race, the Coppa Città di San Daniele, and the home for you gastronomic fans out there for the best ham in Italy. The city of prosciutto, they call it. Well, and here's evidence of that 46-second gap. That really has opened in no time. So Małecki in the orange, Swift the British champion in the white, and in the orange jersey at the back, that belonging to Bahrain McLaren, it's Enrico Battaglin, the only man in the front 5 to ever have taken a Grand Tour stage. And here's the chaser, Bouchard. So just a handful of seconds behind. Remember, Battaglin, a 3-time Giro d'Italia stage winner. Last time he did it was 2 seasons ago. That's Tonelli as well, from Bardiani. Haven't had too many good results, have they, at this Giro, Bardiani? It's not been a great year for them. I know they've got the youngest team on average age in the Giro, but it's usually like that. And often they manage to pull off something good. Although it's been 4 years since they took a stage win. Back with the leaders. 50 seconds. It continues to grow. There's that sort of heart-stopping section through the narrow roads. Better to take it on as a 2-up rather than a big group. You could just see in the last shot we had of the general classification, they were getting ready to ride in their teams at the front. You had Ineos Grenadiers there looking after Theo Gegenhardt. Pozzo Vivo was being protected. Nibali was up towards the front. Sunweb and, of course, the leaders, De Koenig, quick step were there too with Joao Almeida. 8 Ks to go now for the leaders. O'Connor in the blue and black for NTT. Looking for a victory that could attract a new sponsor, that could save the team. And Tratnik wanting that first Grand Tour win of a career, but has seen him be a very solid rider over the last few years. 50 seconds now to Battaglia Swift. And Małecki with Sagan. And here we go, it's thinned out quite a bit. There is a little bit of action here with Nibali moving up on the left-hand side, being followed by the white jersey. Here comes Fulsang on the left, and only Seri really there for Joao Almeida, Brian.
Yeah, I just think it was a little bit of a battle there to get in to position there. A few teams, as you said, have come up and battled with the De Koenig Quick-Step. They've got a few teammates, just you can see Honoré just there, and Masnada, James Knox not that far there, behind.
Yeah. He's just moving up now, actually. It was obviously the battle, as you said, to get onto that climb. Things start to settle down at the back. But a few riders menacingly hanging around. Every second counts on the way to Milan. This is where we start to see maybe 2 races. This is the race for the stage win. Behind, we'll have the pop at trying to take a second or 2. And the finish line today lends itself to that possibility with those 20% ramps in the last kilometre. Couple of launch pads in the last 5 Ks. First comes at about 2 Ks to go. And how's the stage win going to be fought between these two? An attack on those ramps, or are they going to go and try and take each other in a sprint to the line? They've got the time now. It's surely going to be between these guys.
Yeah, looks like that. Another good stage for the British champion Ben Swift, but again coming up a little bit short, having to do a lot of work. But I think it was that attack by Tratnik and Boaro that kind of paved the way for a potential stage win. I think if it comes down to the final, money would possibly be on Tratnik. So I think if I was Ben O'Connor, I would try and test him before we get to the end.
There's that 8% of a gradient on the lip at 2 kilometres to go. Inside the last K, you've got the 20% gradient and a section that's quite steep for 300 or 400 metres. Then the little dip again, and then we've seen that rise to the line. It's the last 300 or 400 metres as well. Again, 10% the maximum. The Koenig Quick-Step have got their pawns and pieces in order again. We saw Knox returning to the front. He's on the right-hand side. Seri leads them. Masnada not long away. One minute. And an opportunity of a lifetime for both riders. Very different things hang upon their futures. Very different possibilities. 5.5 Ks to go. This is Bouchard. He's trying to come back to those chasers. He can see them up the road now. Chasing on to Battaglia, Małecki and Swift. They are looking for whatever they can get out of today. Every place, every position prestigious. But no chance, it seems, to take the victory from that group. It's all behind these guys. Tratnik, O'Connor, the Slovenian, the Australian. 5 kilometres to go. A minute behind and out of the game, but Bouchard is going to try and battle for that 3rd spot, that podium spot on the day. Up front, it's all about Jan Tratnik, Slovenian rider now 30 years of age, looking for a first Grand Tour stage win. And just not too far away from the border to his nation, Slovenia. Ben O'Connor's from a little further afield. He's from the west of Australia, from the district of Subiaco and the city of Perth. Up against the man from Ljubljana. Tratnik has proven his worth the last few years. Good time trialist, strong ruler, solid teammate, dependable. O'Connor, we thought a couple of years ago, would be coming back here and having a look for general classification. Hasn't happened that way yet, but he's still only 24. He's looking for what would be the biggest victory of his career, and perhaps one that could even save his team. If not, it will certainly attract plenty of transfer speculation about where he might end up next year. NTT are on the verge of going bust. They need a sponsor. They need a backer. Ben O'Connor is trying to be their saviour. As Brian was saying, another good ride from Swift, the British champ. It's going to be close again, but no cigar. No sixth win for the Ineos Grenadiers. It's going to be a team that hasn't won yet. NTT we mentioned, we know why they are so desperate for this. Bahrain McLaren thankfully do have the funding to carry on next year. But Jan Tratnik is looking for that victory of a lifetime. You never know when these opportunities might present themselves again or not. Certainly for Tratnik, so close to Ljubljana, probably not possible again. This is one of the ones he'd love to win. We all remember that victory just down the road in Trieste that Luka Mezgec pulled off in front of the legions of Slovenian fans. Ever since that happened 6 years ago, they've gone on to be one of the big nations in the sport. But that small country could be punching above its weight yet again here if Tratnik is to do the business. No Rog, no Pog, but Tratnik is here fighting to fly the Slovenian flag up against Ben O'Connor. All 1.88 meters of him. He's a big lad for a climber, but he showed he has so much strength, and he certainly has form. The way he closed that 45-second gap on his own on that climb to Monte di Ragogna. They're coming up to the first lip here in 500 meters, Brian. The first chance that O'Connor might get to test his rival.
It could be. The two of them look pretty confident in themselves to deliver this win, and you know, maybe Ben O'Connor would wait, save all his energy for the final, the kind of steeper climb. But yeah, both of them look pretty solid. The first time we get a look from Ben O'Connor here, Tratnik has decided no, he's not going to contribute, so he wants Ben O'Connor. He doesn't want to be attacked on this climb. But yeah, both of them seem fairly confident now, and this is the first glimpse that Tratnik doesn't want to contribute to the workload.
Now this first little climb only lasts around half a kilometre, and then it's downhill again to the Flamme Rouge, the Fiamma Rossa, the red kite that signifies 1 kilometre to the line. O'Connor in the blue and black, Tratnik in the orange, red and black. NTT versus Bahrain McLaren. Younger rider versus seasoned professional. Both looking for their first success. So that first climb comes and it goes, no attack. And it's still Tratnik, who knows he's got the time now, a minute. They can afford to play the games. Tratnik is doing just that, stuck like glue to the wheel of O'Connor here, and it'll be making him feel, making him wonder. Brian, it's certainly making him look around.
Well, the thing is here, it's you know, Ben O'Connor is kind of playing into the hands of Tratnik now, and you know, if I was Ben O'Connor, maybe I tried to put the pressure on him, test him out a little bit before, but the two of them are going to put it down to this incline, which is coming up very soon. So it's who's really got the legs left now.
This is it, ultimo kilometro, last kilometre, and the road starts to rise already. In the next 500 metres, we'll hit 20% of the gradient. The best climber out of the two is O'Connor. But what's left in the legs after that last big ascension, after that last big move? For now, nobody goes. For now, they wait. But here comes the big gradient. 800 metres to go, and it really kicks up. Continues to do so up here. And O'Connor now puts in a dig. There is the 24-year-old from Australia. Nothing doing yet. Nothing opening up. And Tratnik is hanging on. There's another lip over the top here to the line. And it's Ben O'Connor who is at the saddle, giving a go. Tratnik reacts, Tratnik waits. He's still stuck to that back wheel. The Slovenian looks good. He's been able to measure his effort so far, and now he's going to come round. Now he's going to come round, and here goes Tratnik to the front. Here goes Tratnik to the front, and he's opening up a gap. Jan Tratnik has played this perfectly, and he's doing Ben O'Connor very, very well. Tratnik then gets his gap. O'Connor looks spent behind. He looks absolutely on his knees. And you have to feel for the Australian. Jan Tratnik had 3/4 of a minute of a gap. All brought back, but never lost his cool, never lost his head. O'Connor has been done this time. And it is going to be Jan Tratnik who will ride away to glory. NTT's opportunity to try and save the day, to try and attract a new sponsor, will have to wait another day. It's all about Bahrain McLaren, it's all about Jan Tratnik, and just a few miles down the road from his home nation of Slovenia, he's waving the national flag again. You've had Roglic, you've had Pogacar, here is Jan Tratnik, winner of stage 16 of the Giro d'Italia. A brilliant second place from O'Connor. He tried and he tried, but in the end he was outridden by the experience of Jan Tratnik. What a ride from the Slovenian. Attacking from 50 k's to go and taking it to the line. In the meantime, can Bahrain McLaren make it two on the podium on the day? Because there is Batalyin being stalked by Kamil Malwecki, who shakes his legs, and in the middle, Ben Swift after another good placing. The British champion's ridden his heart out once more, but here comes Batalyin, and he's contributed to this victory. He's stayed on, he's chased on, he's anchored the group behind, and there's a chance to make it a 1-3 for Bahrain McLaren, and here they go. It's Batalyin, the three-time stage winner of the Giro d'Italia. Swift, the British champion, behind. Then it's Malwecki in the orange. Swift now coming through the centre. And it's still... Oh, look at this from Malwecki. They're all coming to the line together. I think it's Batalyin who might just have it. But we'll have to get a double check because Malwecki really was accelerating towards the end. The two riders from Ager des Ella Mondial, and a nice wave to the home fans from the home boy. It wasn't to be for Fabro today, but a huge cheer for him and the other Italian, Manuele Boaro. The big news here, though, is that Jan Tratnik is now a Grand Tour stage winner. Jan Tratnik has won stage 16 of the Giro d'Italia. And Friuli is Slovenian. And now we wait to see if anything's going to happen with the pink jersey. Tratnik's winning moment. Oh, the emotion on his face as he realizes. What a day. Jan Tratnik will remember it for the rest of his life. And back to the chasing race. And this is the pink jersey group. Descending from Monteragogna. Doesn't look like we've seen too much action there. But there's an opportunity for Almeida to push on.
I think he's just calling off the troops. He's just onto the radio there and just telling them to kind of back off a little bit now. Gaps in the peloton because of the technical descent there. But, you know, it would be cheeky in the final incline to do what Tratnik did there and try and attack. But, you know, why not? Why not like we talked about earlier on, that's, you know, be cheeky, you know, get under the skin. Yeah, get under the
suits
skin.
him much more than the Stelvio, surely.
Yeah, I think, I'm not too sure he will, but it's, you have to get kind of under the skin of the others and show them that you're the boss. You're not only got the pink jersey, but you know, you try and take every second.
Well, there's no bonus seconds this time. Of course, he lived off the bonus seconds, didn't he, for the first 2 weeks? Some really good rides there, as we see Feline and Puccio. Have to feel for Puccio again. So many breaks for him. And out the way as Theo Gegenhardt's reinforcements arrive. Jonathan Castroviejo is 1. They're down to 6 riders, by the way, now, so only 4 left in this bunch. Remember, Narvaez was a non-finisher the other day. And with Puccio and Swift up the road, it's Ganna, Dennis and Castroviejo looking after Theo Gegenhardt today. Remember, 1 second from the podium as it stands. Maglia Rosa heading to day 14. And tomorrow there'll be another big test. Tomorrow we go to Madonna del Campiglio. Madonna di Campiglio, pardon me. And some big climbs on the way too. Monte Bondone and Passo Durone as well, famous climbs in the history of the Giro. Famous rider in the recent history of cycling, Peter Seri. In a real strong workhorse for the Koenig Quick Step. There's another of these Flemish riders who was fated when he was young. First year of his career, you know, he had a camera crew following him. It was almost like a big brother thing where they were with his family and followed him all around throughout the first year of his career. Has gone on to be more of a worker than a winner. But he's a solid rider, is Peter Seri. And here he is. Dennis on the right-hand side for the Ineos Grenadiers. Gegenhardt, East Londoners, just sitting on the right behind Jonathan Castroviejo. And we're heading into the final few Ks. 6 Ks to go. This is the selection that was made over the top. I think all the favourites are in here.
We're talking about maybe Almeida and try to do something cheeky here, but how close is Theo Gegenhardt to the podium? You know, he's another rider that wouldn't mind having a little bit of a crack here, just in the run up to the finishing line.
And do you know what? If Theo Gegenhardt does take the podium from Jai Hindley, he will swap his navy jersey for a white one, because Joao Almeida is leading the white jersey classification as Jan Tratnik signs off for the day as the victor. But Theo Gegenhardt not just looking for the podium, but looking for a chance to wear that white jersey. Also will be able to do so without all the press conferences and things like that, because it's Almeida who has to do those. But it'll be on the start tomorrow. And we'll be that bit closer to Milan and a place higher in the GC. He's already doing what his football team Arsenal can't do at the minute. He's in the top 4. He's a gooner, isn't he? He's in the Champions League right now. Here at the Giro d'Italia, we're inside the final 5 kilometres for the favourites. Jan Tratnik has already won the stage for Bahrain McLaren, and it's now the Koenig Quick Step, seeing if they can do something maybe with Joao Almeida in the final few hundred metres, at least protect the Maglia Rosa. But everybody else has the same idea. Gegenhardt on the left-hand side, 1 second away from the podium, 1 second behind Jai Hindley, whose main preoccupation will be making sure that Wilco Kelderman is up there as well. 4 teams somewhere. Kelderman in second place at 15 seconds. If he were to do something in the final couple of kilometres, he could take the Maglia Rosa. It would take quite a difference for that to happen. But every second here or there on the way to Milan counts. NTT on the left will be disappointed at having lost the stage. Great performance from O'Connor, but they now must put that disappointment at the back of their heads over the radio, and they have to look after Pozzo Vivo. Nibali's there as well. Bilbao still in the top 5 as Micah and Conrad move up on the left. It's Peter Seri on the right-hand side, driving things along at 65 kilometers per hour. A couple more riders get in on the back after being dropped on the top of Monteragogna. And it's the minor places out of the 28-man breakaway that are being fought out now. And Stefano Oldani winning that little bunch sprint. Another kilometre ticks by. And they know these roads well enough now. 3 to go. And this is where it descends in the same drill as when we had the first little bit of fun, when we had the stage wind fought out. It's one climb at 2 kilometres to go for around 400 to 500 metres, as Poljanski's the next to finish. And then after that, inside the last kilometre, there's 20% gradients. Giovanni Visconti will be disappointed at not winning the stage, or at least not fighting it out. He will be very happy, though, that he's only lost 1 point in his lead in the Maglia Azzurra. 30 points with 5 days to go. Sunweb now start to drive things again. Everybody fighting for the position as the road narrows and it goes uphill again, Brian.
Yeah, it does, just ever so slightly, and I think a little bit of nervousness to the end of this, GC fight out of the stage. Whether we're going to see a bit of a battle, but it's dangerous as well, and everybody knows that maybe someone might decide to be cheeky here and try and take a few seconds, and you have to be in it. So everybody fighting for the front of the peloton, and it's Honoré, it's there with James Knox with the pink jersey just behind. Mosca just comes up in the right hand side with Fuglsang. So yeah, a bit of a kind of chopping and changing here. You have to be switched on because every second is going to count.
And it all depends on who goes as well, doesn't it? Because if it is a Fuglsang, then it's no immediate worry to Almeida or anything like that. If it's an Almeida or a Kelderman, then the dominoes topple because everybody has to chase. Coming up to that point now at 2 kilometers to go. It's Mosca at the front. Nibali, his teammate, is around 5 to 6 positions behind. He's in fact on the wheel of the Maglia Rosa. Nibali, remember, starting today with just 4 more teammates around him, and at 3:29 from Joao Almeida. Pello Bilbao in 5th place overall, a little closer, and he's been brought up. There we go, 2Ks to go, and here's where it goes uphill. They're about to catch Jimmy Whelan. Done his job a long time ago, was one of the first to be dropped. First left turn as it goes uphill here. And there's Mosca still, and here's the pink jersey. Keep your eye, because the pink jersey's having a go. The pink jersey's trying to take some seconds. And the dominoes really do have to fall into place now. Joao Almeida, on the terrain that suits him, wants to take more time. He's being followed by Kelderman. Third wheel, you can see Fuglsang is there. Everybody reacting so far, but the Maglia Rosa is giving his all. 600 meters to go. That first bit of a climb before it dips down again. He's getting half a wheel here, half a wheel there, but no big damage being done until that wheel starts to open up. And Almeida sees a little bit of daylight. Remember, it is Wilco Kelderman behind and Joao Almeida looking to try and extend his 15-second gap. If he does, it will be a second or two, no more. But this is a big effort from the man from Portugal. And we said that this could be the day where he is in line to take a second or two back. You can see Almeida at the front there, and he's going to take something, we think. Behind you can see it's Kelderman with Nibali, who's going to chase on. Then it's Jai Hindley, and around him as well you could see trying to come Theo Gegenhardt. But Joao Almeida shows he's fighting. Joao Almeida shows he's there. Is there going to be a gap? I think there will. It'll be a couple of seconds back for Joao Almeida. And he's shown that at the start of the third week, he's not here to hang on. Almeida is fighting, and it's going to be day 14 in the lead of the Giro d'Italia for the 22-year-old debutant from Portugal. We have just under 20,000 meters still to climb. 5 stages to go, including 3 huge mountain days and a time trial. The Giro d'Italia is all to play for, and Almeida shows he's not going to go down without a fight. The Maglia Rosa again adding to his lead. And that after Jan Tratnik had won stage 16.
Tappa molto importante con Almeida che ha voluto dimostrare, ha voluto mettere un po' le cose in chiaro alla vicina di una tappa importante che quella di domani. C'è stata ancora la prova di grande coraggio da parte della Maglia Rosa, quindi bella fermata.
Jan Tratnik right up there on top of the world, winning stage 16 on the roads of Italy, very close to his native Slovenia, and beating a brilliant effort from Big Ben O'Connor. What a day for Jan Tratnik. But another story developing behind. What personality, what an effort, what a statement from João Almeida. Tratnik wins stage 16 ahead of O'Connor, 7 seconds in it. Batalhin making it